Directory, Selfie Network. So far, out of 136 brokers, they're all selling you information. So there's something I want you to be aware of. There is illegal identity theft, but there's a term I came up with, and that's legal identity theft. Literally, without your knowledge, these data brokers are legally selling your information and making money off of you right now. And this is where all the scams and bots and extra emails and texts and all these companies that know your business. And it just goes on, hundreds and hundreds of them. Here's the thing. This is never ending. Your information is constantly being bought and sold on the internet. And the only thing you do is proactively remove it. So we here at Identity Theft Shield can go through and start to systematically remove all the different data that's out on the internet. We found 47 pieces of information that were revealed for you in all these different sites. Okay, so is that something you might be interested in? I'd love to show you some of our technology that can help you with that. And I'll go on and show them a little demo. So tell you what, let's go over here. Let me share your our ID Shield applications and our app that we have. In this case, you can go to accounts.legalshield.com and you can log in and go to the ID Shield. This is the ID Shield website that is from the website access, because there's app version access and this is the website. So I demo this in front of my group and in front of people as the actual desktop version. Okay. And one of the first things I'd like to show, okay, you saw the data brokers that were out there sharing that information, and we can remove that. I'll show you that in a second, but I also want to show you that there's a thing called sex offender monitoring. Okay. If you like, I can do a quick scan of your area and see what kind of sex offenders might be in the area, and you can see how you can get alerts about that. Okay, so what's your address? I'll type in their address, and I'll do a quick scan, and I put an address already, this Newport Beach. I chose a really nice area, Newport Beach, California. This is where all the rich people live. And if I come in here, this is just in this little 5-mile radius. Here's all the people. And so I can go, okay, here's your house. Let's see some of the sex offenders that are in an area, just so that you know they're there. And as they pop up, you can get an idea. So look at this. Look at who's there. We have a Richard Hobbs that's there. And let's see his information. Okay, we got a picture of Richard Hobbs. He's 53. And he had a lewd and lascivious act with a child under the age of 14. Okay, and he's about 0.8 miles away from you. So that's just one person, right? But then there's other people. Let's see here over in Balboa, we got Scott Ryan stating, possessive control of obscene matter depicting minor and sexual conduct. So all these people right in your area, you can see there's a lot of them. The most important thing is for you to know where these people are so that you don't send your kids to the wrong doorstep on Halloween to get candy, right? And more importantly, you want to know this is updated. And so what we can do is we can use this technology and update you on a regular basis and set up sex offender monitoring, and you get alerts. Does that sound like something you might like? So pause there. I've now showed them a couple concrete things to hopefully freak them out, right? And I've had people tell me this freaks them out when I show this to them. These two things are showing how compromised they are in the physical world and the online world. So I get an emotional reaction, which is what we're doing, and I'm now going to solve their problem for them, right? So let's go here now. Anyways, so that being said, I'm giving you undertones of what we're doing, and I'm sensitive about it, and I'm respectful when I'm showing this to them. But so definitely, this is not something to be jovial or play about with. It's serious stuff. But coming here, we can come to, let me show you how the rest of our Identity Theft Shield technology works for you. So here we come to ID Shield, and this is the same interface is going to be on your phone app, by the way. Let's see you subscribe to our service. What's amazing is it's really easy to set up and start to scan your information and find it on the dark web and protect you. So look at this. When we get you started, it's as simple as coming in here, and in minutes, I can actually help you with this. I'll set this up for you. You come in here, and we're just going to enter simple information. It takes minutes. You put in your date of birth, and I enter a driver's license number, and you can come in here and add another driver's license number, any type. Like literally it takes a few seconds to come in, add a passport number, social security numbers. You can have up to 3. mother's maiden names. Okay, so that's just some of the information. There's contact info, addresses. Look, you can have up to 10 phone numbers monitored. We can monitor 10 different emails. You can really put all this info in for you and your family. And this is all just a personal setup. So that is your basic setup. It's very simple to get started, and to add in, you can put healthcare info, business names, online IDs, all that, and your financial information. You can have up to 10 credit cards and just keep adding credit cards and monitoring bank accounts, crypto wallets, everything you'd want to really take care and protect your information online. So next, let's take a look. Dark web monitoring, right? And this is kind of a circular thing, but this is where you can come back and see this information. But some people may say, well, what is the dark web? Well, let's take a look. It actually tells us right here. What is the dark web? The dark web is a hidden part of the internet that requires specialized access. ID Shield scans millions of servers, online chat rooms, message boards, and websites across all sides of the dark web to detect fraudulent use of your personal information. If your information is found, we will send you an alert. And there you go. And now, when you get those alerts, the key is, what do you do? Well, it's as simple as, if you scroll down, if you come back to the home page in this, and you scroll down, we'll get to the data scan in a second. But here it is. Talk to your privacy expert. Talk to an expert at any time, and you can get there, and there's business hours. You can call and you can talk with them, and they'll let you know what the identity theft means. If somebody's created a new credit card, if they've set up a home loan in your name, let's say they've already gone and there's some criminal records popped up online that you didn't have any part of. You can call these experts all the time. In fact, if you feel like it's an emergency, you can call this emergency line. And I will literally pull up really quick because it goes to the service first. I'll plug this in. Let me show you this. Imagine you're distressed at night. You get a scam going on. Somebody's hacks into your information, or somebody took over your computer, is hitting you with ransomware. Well, I will actually call up this number for them and show, look at what's available for you 24/7, available at Legal Shield.
Calling the PPLSI Emergency Access Line. This line is for ID Shield emergencies only.
So there you go. Emergency access line always available for you 24/7 to get help. So that's just I'm showing them the features and what they get, right? They always get access. Now let's go down to the alerts. Credit monitoring and identity theft monitoring are two of the primary areas that we're going to help you with. So when it comes to credit, we can see here is I have lots of positive impacts that happen as a result that improve my score when I'm buying things or paying off payments. But look at this. We can come down here and see a negative impact from Capital One. And this happened to me just this last year. I came here to the Capital One, and somebody was opening a new account. And guess what? I had never applied. I had never applied to a Capital One card. And in fact, 3 times in a row, 3 different ways, somebody was applying for Capital One. And that was negatively impacting my credit score. So what did I do? I immediately called over to, went home, went down here, sir, and I called our expert line. And I called in, and this is what was amazing, is within a minute, I got an identity theft expert on the line, and I told them what was happening. They pulled up my account and said, okay, yes, we see this Capital One. Tell you what, let's call into the back-end service team, the fraud department, right away. And sort of, instead of calling, the home number or the customer care department, they put me right back in the back door entry on the phone with the credit fraud department. And we told them what was happening. And they said, okay, negated, taken care of, we've got it. And that was it. It literally took a minute. And like, okay, you're taken care of, sir. Thank you so much. Anything else? I'm like, no, that was easy. And that was amazing. And so I came in here and I really realized how dynamic it is to have somebody on the other line when you're confused. Now there's identity alerts, right? And you can have these dark web monitoring alerts. This is the dark web. We already talked about that. And so as recently as March 4th, look at all these alerts that have happened over the years. But this one recently, I had a stolen breach from Car Gurus. And I actually was worried about this. So I called my private investigators once again. Same thing, got them on the line. They were there. I had them on the line in a few minutes. And they explained that the exposure is low, and it is my email address. But if I start to see something happen, this is nothing in particular. There's no nefarious things happen at the moment that they could see. So just sit tight, but keep an eye out on your alerts and check back here regularly. So that was their advice. Now, when we get into the alerts, I'll sign somebody up for this, and right away they'll start to get alerts. Okay. So the first thing, I signed up a customer, and that day, as soon as we set him up, he got an alert, and it showed that his information was, there was a criminal record that popped up, and he was shocked, but it was actually back when he was 17. So it was an expunged thing that had happened as a minor and shouldn't be on his record, but it was popping up on our scans in identity theft, or as a breach. And so he called the specialist. They got on the phone, and the woman on the other line actually took an hour, went through all of his different alerts that popped up right when he right when he got started, essentially. And that just helped him, give him that reassurance. And so he felt so good because he used the service right away. Another gentleman, as soon as he pulled up, it said he had a home loan opened up in his name. Kyle did. And he's like, wow, okay, I typed it in, I hit the button, it says it's taken care of. That's amazing. All I had to do was hit a button. But, and I'll show you what these alerts look like. But in that case, what I did is still told him to call into the customer line. So have your people call the customer service line and talk to the specialist. And he said it was amazing. It only took a minute. He called in, they pulled up his account, looked at everything that was happening, and said, yes, we've got this. We're taking care of it. Don't worry about it. They've taken care of it. So amazing. He never applied for a loan. Now let's jump over here to privacy check. Okay, just to continue on with what I was showing. When somebody signs up, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to come and see the privacy check. So I'll show them, look, once you have our service, you see here, I've had 173 sites that have had my information removed from. They've completed it. And you see there, going back all this time, removed, all of these sites, public reports, Wellnut, background check, Curate Advisor, Clubset. It goes on. These companies are legally doing identity theft and selling your information. And I've heard that a lot of the thieves that are out there, they can just go get this information themselves. It's already out there. You have to have a fraud specialist to protect you. And more importantly, is we're constantly updating this. So look at this. That's what's been completed, but then there's also in progress. So here you go. I have all of these. I just want to make sure that this thing's not in the way. I have all of these data points that are being in progress here. We have advanced background checks, telephone directories, My Life, high school alumni, and reunion. And they're in the process of removing that automatically. That is what ID Shield's doing for me. And then every now and then, so it says, depending on the site, by the way, it can take up to 45 days or longer to honor the request. So every site has a different removal process. We'll update the status below as they're removed. But look at this. There's also actions required where I need to complete a couple things to remove the data from them. So in this case, they need, some of the sites require an individual rather than authorized agent or third party to fill out the final opt-out request form. And they've streamlined the process so you can quickly complete it yourself. And look, it'll walk you through to go to Veripages. You click on Get Full Profile, go to Start Removal Process. It walks through every step of the way to take yourself off one of these lists. And every now and then this will pop up. And what I found is that they're master seller agreements. They're the ones that own a bunch of different sites. So there's companies that actually have multiple sites they support and sell information to. And so you need to do this every now and then to have it taken off. Okay. So that's the privacy check. That's what we're actively doing. And once I showed the customer that this is something that actively is in progress, I've had this for years and it's still scrubbing the data. Now they have something that is being used right now, right? And they're getting instant results. They called the private investigator and gotten the experience right now. So there's a couple of things: social media and monitoring and reputation management. So social media monitoring. This is huge. I do not have a big social media presence, but I put LinkedIn in here. And so it gives a little disclaimer. I put it in and now it's monitoring my LinkedIn account. And it says the invasion of social media accounts by an identity thief can result in personal embarrassment, hurt feelings, and much worse. And our social media monitor keeps a close eye on your online profile and watches your accounts in various social media websites, looking for unexpected profile changes, questionable posts on public forums, and other potentially fraudulent activity. So that is that. And it has a little red dot here with a status, probably because I need to update more information on it. But here's a big one, is your reputation management. This is actually, I found, it helps you improve your social media presence and improve your Google search quality, because our online persona is important. People will naturally Google you repeatedly, and this helps you manage it. So look at this. You click on the manage reputation, and it'll come in here and it'll show you your reputation score. Okay. And I'll even explain your score. I'm okay. I'm down the middle because I don't have a huge social media presence myself. I'm developing it still. I've been doing a lot of posting on Instagram and Facebook and whatnot. But it'll show you if you have positive, negative, or unlabeled results right here, and you can see the details. And it'll give you different details of what might be happening. But this is really powerful. It can show you how to improve your Google results. So their software will walk you through the process of building a positive content for you that people want to find when they Google you by optimizing and updating your personal profile over 12 months. And you can suppress any unwanted results over time. So look at these steps. It'll walk through the process of building up your persona online. First, you can connect and build 8 more recommended properties. Optimize your LinkedIn to at least 65%, optimize Facebook to 65%, and I'll walk you through these different steps. And you can go step by step building up your public persona. This is actually a money generating tool for you. This is going to help you get more search results, is going to have people have a better perception of you, and lead you to long-time profitability and sales for you as an individual and your business. So it's going to give you all these different ways of optimizing yourself and improving your credit score. And it's not just there. I have Facebook, LinkedIn, but here's all the other social media as well. So this is monitoring your results and also giving you proactive activities you can do to improve your whole situation. Okay, I could keep going down this rabbit hole on different areas, but just so you know, you can suppress negatives. You can get an overview of everything, your top results, milestones achieved. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, is it can have milestones like 1 positive in top 10. You want to have Google results. You want search results. You want to have 1 positive in the top 5, no negative in the top 5, and no negative in the top page on the page 1. I've already achieved those naturally. But then you have 2nd page and 3rd page results. So when you improve this and you have all check marks, you know what? You're a real marketing machine. And I had people in my company, in my BNI, the realtor and the mortgage lady, people got really excited and signed up after they saw this because they realized they could actually generate income from this. Fair enough. Okay. And then there's even build your personal brand. That's clean up social media, building profiles you need to improve, social media cleanup, finishing, set up your account. So a whole plethora. You can spend as much time as you want digging into that. So that's my identity theft shield. And we haven't even gotten into all the technology involved, which that'll have to be for a separate date. But when I show all this information to somebody, they get really excited and I get them engaged and using it right away. Get them doing their scan, get their information plugged in. It takes a few minutes. Immediately, things will start popping up, and then proactively get them on the phone with a specialist right away and help them see, once again, go to ID Shield, get a scan done, show them all the data on the internet, show them the sex offender monitoring, especially to women with kids. It'll really freak them out. Am I saying, I don't mean to make that sound silly. It just literally will. They get very concerned very quickly. Okay, so we're showing value. All right, I'm going to stop that share. Thank you, everybody. And we can continue on that more later. But let's go back to our main presentation now and finish up the rest of our events today with our recognition. Okay, from the beginning.